Hey guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. For those of you who may or may not already know, my name is Alex, aka Yellowberry.
I'm like, damn, you so fine, girl. What is your sign? She say I'm a Sagittarius. I'm a Capricorn, the beginning and end. I got a
Hey, I don't bite.
And by the title of this video, you already know why you are here. And we do have a special guest.
Always a special guest.
It's just so special to me.
Try.
If you guys are new to my channel, this is my baby daddy, the greatest baby daddy of all time. We are here to give you a real story time about the birth of our son. So I didn't get to actually record the birth of our son. A lot happened so quickly. So yeah, let's just get into story time so you guys can understand why, I didn't get to record everything. I guess we can start with the morning of
Mama. Mama.
Ears.
Chin. That's the baby's chin. This is Gianna's chin. Look. Daddy's chin. Chin.
Good morning. So we are at a 39-week appointment. The morning before I gave birth, we had my 39-week checkup. I was actually 2 centimeters dilated. I was 70% effaced, and I was stationed at I think -3.
2.
Oh, station -2. Okay, station at -2. Those of you who don't know what those things mean, those are the 3 numbers. So when you're about to give birth or you're in labor, you're gonna ask for your 3 numbers. Your doula or your midwife or OB should know what those are. So the dilation is that circle, the cervix. No, I'm gonna put something at the bottom of the screen. So the dilation is basically the opening so that the baby's head can go through it. So I was at 2, which is just where 2 fingers are. So clearly the baby's big old head cannot go down a 2 centimeter dilated situation. Effacement is the amount that your cervix is erasing. So in order for you to basically give birth, your cervix needs to be at 100% effacement, which means that it's 100% gone. And the station is the space in your pelvic area that your baby's going down. So -3 is the highest and +3 is the lowest. That's basically when the baby's coming out of the birthing canal. So I was stationed at -2, which was still fairly high. Like with my daughter, I wanted to get swept because anytime I get swept, which is a membrane sweep, I usually give birth the next day. So I wanted to test my theory. So I think we just went on with our day as normal. My best friend had her birthday party. Hi guys, I am back. So as you guys know, today I am 39 weeks pregnant. Earlier we were at the birthing center, basically just at my 39-week appointment. And as you guys saw, Gianna was playing with the doll. She loves visiting and seeing that doll there and playing with it. She's practicing her big sister duties. And I got swept today. I actually learned that I was 2 centimeters dilated, 70% effaced, and my station was at -2. I'm so excited. So the baby can be coming any moment. The midwife did state that I am so lucky. She's like, you weren't cramping, you didn't feel that you were dilating? I'm like, no. So she was like, I have a high chance of possibly going through this a little bit easier than last time. We are currently on our way to my best friend's birthday party, her little soiree. It is, how you say, Vive Clique? Vive Clico?
Yeah.
Bro?
I don't know.
The champagne. The VEUVUE, something like that. Whatever. That champagne party, the Polo Classic. So that's why I'm dressed like this. Very on brand, very on brand. So yeah. We're gonna dance this baby out, and hopefully this is the start of the vlog to my birth.
Now hold on.
You're about to have a baby. I hear you. Alex is gonna have this baby. Okay, she's gonna have this baby.
If you went to school in Queens.
Little did we know, I was actually contracting throughout her party. I was on Operation Get This Baby Out. So I was dancing, eating. I was making jokes like, oh, this is about to be my last meal until, you know, after I give birth. But I didn't really think it was gonna be my last meal before I give birth. I thought I was having Braxton Hicks because throughout my whole like 8 and 9 months of being pregnant, like I just kept having Braxton Hicks contractions. So I was eating these contractions up. My midwife was asking like, oh wait, so you haven't been feeling any cramping or anything like that? Because I was 2 centimeters dilated, and I was like, honestly, no, I haven't been feeling anything. So this is why I didn't realize that I was progressing in my labor. So after the party ended like around what?
I don't know, maybe 11?
I don't think it was, I think it was like around 10. We dropped my friend off, came back home. Caleb is trying to make us go to a hookah lounge. Unbeknownst to me.
You to act like you could do it all, so
unbeknownst, babe, but I was telling you I'm cramping.
And no, that's not even true. That's not even what it was. They said they was gonna go back to their crib and chill at first. And then she told me they're going to a hookah lounge, and that's when I'm like, if you want to, you can, but that's too much.
Babe, no, that's not what happened. You was driving around, and after we done passed my house 2 or 3 times.
Because I told you, like I said.
No, you didn't.
What I tell you?
You're gonna say you told me that was gonna live with them.
That's why you gotta let me say what I'm saying. I just told you and the people. I thought we were gonna go to their crib. It was gonna just be like, alright, we out. We just go to their crib because you're up, I'm up, we're chilling. They live a minute away this way.
Mind you, I did not know any of. I thought we was going home. So once we circled the block a few times, I'm like, babe, are you stalling? Like, cause I remember I mentioned that I have to pee. He's like, oh man, you gotta pee. And I'm like, why? If we're going home, why does it matter I have to pee? Then we passed my house again. I'm like, babe, like what's going on? He's like, oh, they wanna go to a hookah lounge. Da, 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 da. I'm like, I'm not going. First of all, I'm pregnant. I'm not going anywhere right now.
So my intention was to go to their crib and chill. Just like when they're out here, we just go to their crib all the time.
I just didn't know.
I know.
Caleb and I ended up getting home at like maybe around 11 something. Once we got home, Caleb crashed, but I'm still in like nesting mode. So like I'm cleaning. I remember I hopped in the shower. I'm watching Dave Chappelle.
Wait, Dave Chappelle helps you nest?
No, I'm saying like I put my show on, I'm cleaning, like I took a shower, I have my robe on, like no, I didn't have on a robe. I put on some nice pajamas, and if y'all know me, I'm always in my gray staff t-shirt, if you know, you know, and some shorts. Nah. This night, I put on my nice 2-piece Kate Spade pink leopard pajamas, okay? Little did I know I was gonna give birth in like 2-3 hours. So after I done cleaned up the room, took my shower, got dressed, whatever, I laid down next to Caleb. I had to like move him over like a truck because he's basically dead on the bed. I finally fell asleep. I remember falling asleep at around, I think I tweeted about I love Dave Chappelle at around like 1 a.m. And then I remember I fell asleep and I got woken up out of my sleep twice because I felt a contraction. But again, in my head, I'm not thinking much of it. Went back to sleep at around 2:50 a.m. on the dot. I looked at the time. I woke up because my water broke. So all I said was, oh shit, oh mad loud. Because at this point, if this birth was gonna be anything like when I gave birth to my daughter, I know for sure, like this baby's about to come. I woke Caleb up, I'm like, babe, my water just broke. All he did was just move over in the bed. I'm like, babe, my water just broke. He's like, for real? So Caleb jumps up. So what's going through your head at this time?
Well, yeah, I just got up, got the stuff ready, and put it in the car and brought the car around.
The stuff that I've been asking Caleb to get prepared for 2 weeks, okay? Realistically, he didn't need much, but I just still want it to be done because I'm in nesting mode and I don't need to be thinking about what you need when I'm about to have a baby. I don't. Because he was like, what else we need, babe?
What else do you need?
I didn't need anything.
I had the car seat in the car.
Which I actually put in the car about 2 weeks prior to. But whatever.
I put my little clothes and the rest of the bags that was at the table.
Happened.
I'm just saying, now I came back upstairs like, what else?
No, babe, that's not what happened. He put the car seat downstairs. I did not want Caleb to leave. While he was downstairs, I called my doula. I text my group chat of my family, like to tell them like it's about to happen. My water just broke, and I called the midwife. Again, yes, like with my daughter, things progressed fairly quickly, but with this labor of our son, that happened like this. Like when they tell you the second baby comes out fast, just know the second baby comes out fast. So when I called the midwife, I remember one thing that they always tell you is if they know when, like how far along in your labor that you are. So if you're able to have a conversation with them, yes, your contractions may hurt, but you're not ready to give birth. So when I called her, so at this point it's maybe 3 a.m. I called her, the midwife, and she's talking to me and I cannot speak back to her. So now in my head, I'm like, oh my gosh, like my contractions are just so intense. I can't speak. I know this baby's coming like very, 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 very soon. So she's like, okay, I'll see you at the birthing center. So Caleb comes upstairs, we get downstairs, and basically we just have our ride to the birthing center. We had our church music playing. How long did it take us to get to the birthing center?
Like 10, 15. I ran every light. We stopped at no lights.
So I'm like contracting. I'm holding on to the car. What's like the car handle? I'm holding onto it so tight, y'all. Like I thought I was going to break it. At this point, I stopped even using the contraction app because I know I'm about to give birth. Like my contractions were what, like every 2-3 minutes?
I just deleted that app.
Really? Oh, I was doing it on your phone?
Yeah, you was doing it on your phone, but I didn't know you was doing it, so I had downloaded it to do it. But she was already doing it.
So yeah, my contractions are like every 2-3 minutes. I'm like, at this point, it doesn't even make sense for me to track it. My water broke. I know the baby's coming. We finally get to the birthing center. So Caleb came around, he helped me out the car, and we walking to the birthing center. With our luck now, the midwife is not there, my doula is not there. So basically at the birthing center, they're not like open 24/7 as a hospital would be. So basically the midwife that's on call, you just tell them that you're coming, or they'll tell you that they're coming, and I think they're maybe like what, 15-20 minutes away at most. So she's not there. The birthing assistant, she finally comes, not finally, maybe like 30 seconds later, she comes, but I'm like having the most serious, like at this point now, my contractions, my moaning and groaning is like really low, which means the baby is coming. So I'm standing at the front door and I'm pushing because the baby is, at this point now, I think I'm stationed at 3 because the baby is coming. Like my body is pushing the baby out. My body is naturally saying, okay, the baby wants to eject itself out. So I'm at the front door. I'm like, yo, in my head, I'm like, I'm not going to make it inside of the birthing center. Like, I'm not gonna make it inside. So now at this point, my water broke at 2:50 a.m. and now it has to be maybe like what, 3:15 a.m. We get inside. The birthing assistant is like, all right, do you want to sit inside of the waiting area or do you want to sit inside the triage room? I'm like, I cannot make it. I'm about to have to be. Did I say that? Or did I think that?
You thought that.
I didn't say nothing?
I asked her if we can go in the room.
I remember she gave us the option of one or the other.
She said we can wait here, and then she walked away. I asked her if we could go in the room. She said no, and she was like, matter of fact, you can go in the triage room because that's where they're going to take you anyway.
I feel like I was shaking my head like this, like...
You were shaking.
Okay. Because it's like when you're in labor, y'all, you cannot talk. We're walking to the triage room, which is not that far, maybe like 10 steps away.
I think I was walking you in. I think I was in the front, like leading and walking backwards, and you was walking forward. And then you just started hanging. We're
walking, and I remember I just grabbed him by his neck. I have to reenact this. I literally dropped to the floor. I don't know if you guys can see my legs. I'm on my knees. So now I'm on the floor, on my knees, and I'm hanging on to Caleb like this. Because I'm about to give birth. Like that's the trend here. I'm about to give birth. So we didn't make it to the triage room. So I'm on the floor, push. She's like, don't push. You can't push until the midwife comes. So in my head, all I'm thinking is...
Oh no, she didn't say that.
She did say that. She was like, you can't give birth until the midwife comes. You can't. She's like, don't push. And that's when you kept telling me, don't push, don't push. In my head, y'all, like I said, I done been here before. I have no control over my body pushing. And nor am I going to stop myself from pushing. So in my head, I'm like, all right, like I told you, I had on my nice Kate Spade 2-piece pajama set. In my head, I'm like, all right, I have to figure out a way that I'm going to rip my pants off because again, I cannot verbally communicate to Caleb, I cannot verbally communicate to this woman that I'm going to give birth. So in my head, I'm like, all right, I have to muster up the strength to either rip my pants or pull them down. But I'm in such an awkward position that I can't really do either. So I'm like trying to communicate to Caleb to pull down my pants. Did I tell you to pull down my pants? I'm trying to, but you know what it was? Every time I went to look up at Caleb, my contractions are now overlapping. So now where I would have like that little 30-second grace period to like breathe, as soon as one contraction would end, another one would start. So like I can't talk. It's just...
Chris song? He said, I feel like a midget singing with my
Feels like a midget is hanging from my neck.
I'm bringing him down. So he's like, and I remember seeing your feet like rock back. And I'm like, can you get him a chair? See, I done messed it up so much strength just to ask for her to get you a chair. I really did.
You might have been thinking it like you brought it
Nah,
up.
I remember I said that. I said, can you get him a chair? I remember saying it. It probably was very low.
Even when we got on the triage table, I remember like holding on like this while you're still holding me.
Mm-hmm.
But it was going on too long. My arms started shaking and shit.
At this point, how long did it take for the midwife to come?
She came like 10-15 minutes after we got there.
This felt like an hour. Okay, I'm in so much pain. I mean, I gave birth to Gianna 6 hours after my water broke. This baby, everything happened in a matter of an hour and 20 minutes. So I ended up giving birth at 4:10 a.m. So my water broke at 2:50 a.m. and I gave birth at 4:10 a.m. So in this little time span, my contractions have gone from 50 to 100. They didn't even start at 0. They started at 50 to 100. Where with Gianna, like I remember, if you guys watched that video, I'll link it up above and down below. My contractions, like I was able to talk through them. I was recording. I was talking to you guys. I'm like, yo, I think I'm feeling contractions. I'm in pain, which they were contractions. Then you saw at a point in time, like I couldn't even talk. Like I couldn't walk. I couldn't talk. I couldn't do anything. No, for this, it's like everything just happened in a matter of an hour and 20 minutes, and it was like excruciating pain. Oh my gosh. So finally the midwife comes, they get me to the triage room. So they finally get me on the table because she wanted to like check me, see like how far dilated I am and all that stuff. And by the time they finally got me on the examining table, another contraction was coming. So that's when the midwife is like, okay, she's gonna have the baby. So in my head I'm like, hello, I've been trying to say this forever now. Like, I don't need to be checked. I just need to have the baby. Like, my water broke, I'm pretty sure everything is in line. I need to have this baby. She's like, all right, we have to get her to the birthing room. And in my head, I'm like this. Not my head. I'm really shaking my head no. She's like, no, come on, we have to go now. So she's grabbing me. And if you guys know, I don't like being touched when I'm laboring because I just don't like it. So she's grabbing me. She's like, come on, we have to go. And I'm just like, no, please, I'm having a contraction. She's like, no, you have to move during your contractions. Come on, you have to go. Don't get me wrong, I love my midwife. Like, she's game. But in that moment, I was just like, please be a little gentle with me. So her and Caleb somehow got me out the triage room. And I remember like I'm barely even walking to the birth room. Her and Caleb are literally like dragging me there.
On the way there, I'm pulling your pants down.
I really didn't even know how my pants got down.
Yeah, I'm stripping you on the way there.
I really didn't know that.
Yeah, when you was putting like one foot on the bed, that's when I took it off your ankle.
So my pants are already down in the middle of the whole... I did not know that.
Not all the way down. You were not making big steps, so you're not gonna notice it. But you got there, and by that time your pants is down. I just took one foot up there.
You're a real one.
Yeah, I'm a real one.
He's a real one. So basically at this point now, it's what, maybe 4 a.m.?
Yeah, give it to you.
By the time I get into the
People
bed.
everywhere.
Don't let nobody lie to y'all. When you giving birth, you're gonna poop on yourself. Okay? This is the trend here as well. I poop with Gianna and I poop with my son. Like, it just happens. It just feels good. Like when you're pushing, you don't care where it's coming out of, you just want to release. But I don't ever feel myself pooping. So that's the weird, like when Caleb told me this time I pooped too, I'm like, really? Because this time I wanted to poop. I felt like I had to poop, but I didn't actually feel the poop coming out. I guess I was in so much pain. But
the chuck that was in the car was brown.
But we didn't know that until we got back in the car after I gave birth.
Regardless, it was mad doo-doo if it's going through your clothes.
Anyway, they are laying like chucks on the bed and like just a whole bunch of things on the bed so that like my fluids are not like staining the bed. And once they did that, I laid down. I was on all fours because I was ready to push, okay? So she was like, no, I have to check you. And I was like this. Check me like this. Check me like this.
She ain't really want to check you like that. She didn't care. She just didn't want you to do no her face.
You think so? She had her finger in my vagina.
Yeah.
She was checking me.
Yeah, but I don't think she had to lay you down and check you. I think she just don't want to do it in her face.
We're gonna ask her.
Yeah, I would have told her to roll over too.
Let's ask her when we see her.
Alright.
So she's like, I have to check you. I'm like, no, check me like this. So she put her finger in my vagina to check me, like to see, I guess, like how far dilated I am and stuff like that. So she was like, no, you have to turn around, you have to turn around. And I'm like, no. I'm having a contraction. Her finger's in my vagina. I'm screaming. Was I screaming? Yeah, I think I was screaming because I remember her like, okay, yes, mom, let it out. So I'm like, ugh. So I'm like on all fours, but I'm like leaning forward. Her fingers in my vagina. It was a hot ass mess. Hot ass mess. We're doing that, and then she's like, okay, mom, you have to turn around. Because at this point, she's not giving up. She wants me to turn around. Maybe it was because boo boo was in my face. So I turn around, so she checks me. She's like, okay, yes, you are ready to push. So the next contraction, push. In my head, you know, like that, like those scenes where the camera like just zooms in. You know what I'm saying? That's how I felt. Like that's literally how I felt. But at this point, I'm like, no. Now that we're all on board, I'm glad like I have the okay to push now. So literally, as soon as I turned around, she's like, all right, you're ready, push. I literally pushed. I pushed about 3 times, and our son.
Who cried this time?
I did.
Good morning, guys. It is 7:42 a.m. and my baby is here. My water broke at 2:50 a.m. and I gave birth at 4:10 a.m. naturally, unmedicated. It's my last time. I'm done. Y'all heard it here first. I am done. He's sleeping right now. He's the cutest thing ever.
With him, I've already been through the birthing situation process. That's the word. Thank you. Birthing process. So like I already know. So like now to actually meet this human that I'm going to raise, it was like very emotional this time around. I'm like, wow, like this is really him. So I cried. I was like, my baby, my baby, and he was like crying. He cried, right?
Yeah, nah.
No, I think he was crying.
A little bit.
Yeah, Gianna didn't cry. Gianna just came out and looked at us like an alien.
Would you do it again?
Yes.
How soon?
Not soon.
Ain't no time soon. I just want to know what you think.
No time soon. Originally, I was like, I'm not having no more kids. This is it. I'm done. Now, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Giving birth naturally hurts so bad. Like even while I was birthing, when I was on the floor originally, in my head, I'm like, I was trying to cry because I was in so much pain. But when you cry, it kind of works against your body, at least for me. And I remember, like, I tried to cry. I was like, ah. And as soon as I did that, it's like the pain intensified. So I remember shaking my head like, okay, I won't cry. I won't cry. Did you see that part when I did that? I said, okay. But literally, and I read something recently after the fact though, and it was saying like when you start to like panic, it works against your body because
Produces the wrong hormones?
yeah, it produces the wrong hormones. So yeah, but one thing I did learn from Gianna's birth, which was written on the birthing center walls, it was like, just mama, remember to surrender to the pain. So that's all I kept thinking to myself with every contraction. Like, you just have to go through it, and every contraction is gonna be a contraction closer to your baby. So just surrender to it. Like, there's really nothing else that you can do. Like, you try to cry, if you try to like do anything else, it's gonna be counterproductive. So just feel it, hum through it, relax. That was our birth story. Maybe 2 minutes after he came out, the doula came walking in. What else? That was it.
Yeah, there wasn't that much to tell.
Yeah, there really wasn't that much to tell. Because our doula didn't make it for the actual birth, that was our camera lady. We couldn't get any footage, so yeah. That was our labor and delivery story. An hour and 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, I always say hour and a half.
Nah, don't add that. It's hour and 20, boo.
10 minutes.
But yeah, so if you guys have any questions, make sure that you put it down in the comment section down below. I love you all, and I will see you in the next one.
Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and social media. Post is lit.
Goodbye.
I need to go to sleep. Yeah,
I'm hungry.
Yeah, I get something. G. Yeah.